As many of you may, or maybe you don't know, I consider Carl Benjamin to be a friend. We don't really, it's not like we hang out all the time. We've hung out a handful of times. He hosted me on his channel way back in the day, helped my YouTube channel get a kick in the butt to get subscribers. I've hosted him in conversations before. I think he's worthy of criticism. I've said this to him. I've said this about him. He knows this. He's an adult. We get along just fine. But I do think there is, he's not infallible, and he is ripe for criticism, as are most people. I'm going to do a video about Ben Shapiro later, so don't think I'm just picking on him. YouTube has taken away Sargon's partner program access, meaning he can no longer make money. I am absolutely going to present some criticisms towards Sargon in some capacity. I want to start by saying this is actually kind of terrifying for a few reasons. Sargon is a personality, particularly a political one. This is how he made his income. It's now been just ripped apart. It's been taken away from him. That's bad. What's he going to do? Where's he going to go for work? Now it's probably fine because he could probably take a job producing content for a news outlet who can then monetize in other ways. And he does have nearly 1 million subscribers, so he probably could get his own sponsors. But being removed from the partner program, I believe, might actually take away thumbnails. It's going to de-rank his content. That's pretty serious. So this is kind of a bad thing. But I want to make a few very, very important points that need to be brought up because a lot of people are probably really shocked and concerned. But listen, whenever you get involved in politics, you jump into a massive pool of rules. I don't know the rules for the UK, okay? I don't know if Sargon ran afoul of UK election laws. I'm not sure. What I do know is Sargon had the membership program on his YouTube channel, meaning people could choose to give him money directly. It's possible, because I don't know how this works in the UK, that somebody from a foreign country was donating to him, probably an American, and YouTube may have been like, we can't facilitate foreign donations to a British politician or to a European politician. I don't know if that's true for Europe. I don't know. I'm not saying that's the reason. I'm just saying YouTube may not want to facilitate those transactions. In the US, I could be wrong. I think this happened with Styx, Hexenhammer. If a YouTuber is soliciting donations through Patreon and you're getting donations from foreign individuals, that is a huge issue if you decide to run for office. You probably need to have a company do that for you because you personally can't take that money, and the company, you leave the company can still, do its thing. But I think then ultimately you wouldn't be able to even host content anymore. I want to make another principled point. As much as I lament, Sargon having his monetization removed, because I think he has improved his content drastically over the years, and he's done some pretty good long form stuff. I don't like the idea that of economic censorship. Sargon losing access to his income is not defeating his argument. It's just hurting him financially to try and shut him up. Not okay. Dangerous. But there is a big difference between free speech, censorship, and economic censorship or lack of access to advertising. I do not think YouTube is in the wrong to remove Sargon, me, or anyone else from the partner program if they so choose. In fact, I don't think it would be wrong for YouTube to never show my video in the recommended feed again or on the front page. And this is an argument I've made several times about what constitutes free speech and censorship. I think restricted mode, limited access or a limited state, I believe that is wrong. That is manipulating the content beyond what is normally provided by YouTube. When YouTube shows a video on the front page of youtube.com, that's them choosing your video out of millions in a group of 15. You see 15 videos when you go to youtube.com. Most people do, unless you have like a really huge resolution. That means out of the millions of videos, they're promoting you. They're choosing to put you front and center. If on the left, your subscription feed, you see you see the number by the account, YouTube shouldn't be removing subs, which they do, and they should always notify you when a video plays. That's what you subscribe for. YouTube not doing that is a huge problem that needs to be solved. That is wrong. If I am on your platform, you're not censoring me, then you should show my content to people, which they don't do, and I've been heavily impacted by this. My views have been down over the past week or so. But Sargon's channel still exists, and all that really happened is he lost access to his ad sales manager. In the real world, and I'm not trying to say YouTube isn't the real world, but in like if you were going to put up a billboard somewhere, You would need someone to reach out to brands to find ads for you. YouTube does this. They've roped everything into one service. It's kind of a problem they do this. It's very monopolistic. But what happens is people who normally don't know how to go about getting an ads manager can just click a button and get ads. It's getting harder and harder. I don't know why YouTube took away Sargon's money. It may seriously have to do with him running for office. In fact, this BuzzFeed article, look, this guy Mark's clearly an activist, but, it's fine. The piece isn't actually bad. It just kind of goes through the issues. So whatever. Sargon said, YouTube let us know today that they have demonetized my YouTube channel, which, as you know, is my primary source of income and how I support my family and team. I've always taken care to comply with YouTube's rules, and the only thing I've done differently recently is standing for public office. If Sargon did anything wrong, he'd get a channel strike. If his joke about Jess Phillips was wrong, he would get a channel strike, and he would actually get a warning first. The new system would give him a warning, then a strike. He should be fine. Why then would they remove his partner program access? Companies as large as YouTube have to rely heavily on algorithms that are vulnerable to mass reporting from malicious actors. Given how much of a hate mob has been stirred up against me due to the frankly dishonest reporting about my candidacy, it is hardly surprised that this has happened. Here's the thing. If I were to make a bet, I'm looking at two potentials. Yes, Sargon's been smeared and attacked left and right in the press. It's, his campaign account was removed from Twitter. They really don't want him to win. This hurt him pretty bad. However, I think that if they were really if there was some really political bias here and they wanted him to drop out or not run or something, they would have issued a warning saying, hey, we're going to, remove your channel for this and that reason because you're running for office, right? You don't want Sargon to run for office? Send him a message saying, you recently announced public candidacy due to finance rules and laws within your country. We'll be terminating access to your account unless unless the campaign ends within 30 days or something like that. So here's the other thing. I'm leaning towards, I really do think YouTube axed him because he's running for political office, not because they don't want him to win, but because of campaign finance laws. Again, I don't know how the UK works. This is just my immediate assumption, and I wanted to make sure I did a video about this because this is rather terrifying. We all build our careers on YouTube. I don't have another source of income. And when you become a public figure, especially a political one, your job choices after this are severely limited. So you are taking a serious risk by doing news, politics, and commentary. What are you going to do afterwards? You might try and go work anywhere else, and the activists will call up and get you fired. So this is really, really bad news for Sargon. Although, I'm sure he can take a job with another political outlet that would love to have his content. He's got 1 million subs. He's a famous dude, right? But I'm gonna have to make a bet that the reason he got axed is because YouTube is probably like, we aren't going to be in the business of funding a political candidate. There are rules there, right? So my understanding would be for the U.S. If I don't even want to entertain the idea with my name. If someone were going to run for office and they had a YouTube channel, you have members, right? So beneath this video, you'll see a join button. That's basically like Patreon. If you're donating directly to me and you don't live in the US, that's a serious problem. YouTube would probably shut my partner program down because that's a federal elections violation. Again, I don't know how the UK works. It may be entirely different. But again, I want to stress, this is not censorship. It is a negative action, but look, none of us have a right to YouTube's monetization program, to the partner program. If YouTube is going to be open to the public, that I don't even know if individuals have a right to social media, to be honest. Like, that's part of the video I had earlier, like figuring out where we draw the line and how we guarantee access to people. Maybe it is a civil right. I lean in that direction. I'm just saying I'm not absolute on the issue. You should read humanevents.com. Will Chamberlain wrote platform access should be a civil right, or is. And he makes a really, really good argument for it. So I lean towards that argument, right? That means I can upload my videos to YouTube, but whether or not YouTube actually puts it on the front page is a whole other issue. And I have argued this repeatedly, that if an algorithm is promoting you, that's not, if the algorithm stops promoting you, it is not censorship. It is not. You could argue that manipulating the algorithm because of your content is censorship, but I look at it this way. Putting your content on the platform, be it Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, or otherwise, and then if someone elects to get notified, or to see your content in reverse chronological order that should not be tampered with. If YouTube has a proprietary algorithm it chooses who to promote, that's YouTube taking your content and showing it to people, and they have no obligation to promote you. If they're opening a public space and they dominate the market, then they should. I will add, there is still a good argument that if algorithms are for everyone, then you shouldn't be removed based on political reasons. And the same should be true for the partner program. So this is serious stuff, okay? Because first, I want to stress, this is Sargon's livelihood. This is seriously hurting him. And we need to figure out where we draw the line. Perhaps many of you, like seriously, like let's actually, comment. Let me know what you think. Do you think that partner program access should be a right? Like, if people have access to the partner program, you shouldn't be able to remove people, right? Should the algorithm be part of that same right too? If YouTube employs an algorithm for everyone, it should be for everyone, period. Or do you agree with the argument I made earlier that so long as your content is free and available, you can comment and like, you're not being censored? I guess you could argue there's varying degrees of censorship, because this is going to hurt Sargon's ability to produce content. But again, I'm going to stress, Sargon could still get an ad manager who could sell ads on his content for him. I actually don't know if Sargon does a ton of ads anyway, so this might not actually be the biggest, well, he said it's his primary source of income, but he still has, I believe he has Subscribestar and other venues. So, you know what, I don't want to ramble on this video, we'll leave it there. He made another joke about Jess Phillips, and then he got his monetization removed. Let this be a warning, okay? Look, I want to stress this again. I'm more on Carl's side in this matter. I don't think it should be removed, but I don't know the full details, and it may be because of election laws. I don't know. But let this be a warning to any of you on YouTube and a wake-up call that YouTube can remove you at any moment from the partner program and you lose your paycheck. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Seriously. I am working on diversifying my business. I've got multiple sources of income. We've got multiple channels, and I'm working on building up a podcast. So that's all really important stuff to figure out how you can make money outside of just YouTube. Don't have your eggs in one basket. I'll leave it there. If there's any other developments on this issue, I will bring it up. But I want to stress, regardless of what's happening, we have seen, Sargon's campaign account is removed. His YouTube has now been adversely affected. It seems like there's a political bias, and I think it's obvious to anybody, but, looking into it, I don't know. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to, ramble. So I got a couple more videos coming up in a few minutes, and I will see you shortly.